language course, and then came here to be a teacher of English. So I enjoy living in your country. Hopefully one day maybe you have the desire to visit mine if you want to go to America. I have, I like to teach, especially young adults of your age, because I think it's very important for you to learn English, especially during this time. English is actually the number 2 language, I think, spoken outside of Mandarin. American English is a little different than European English. European English spells their words a little differently. Some are pronounced a little differently, and some even have a different meaning. But as of last I heard, American English was actually spoken more and being taught more in a lot of schools outside of the US. American English is becoming more popular in foreign countries. And that's because America is actually called the land of the free, where it's easy for foreigners to move to, and Europe is not very welcoming to visitors. I talked in the last class, when I teach English, I like to tell students how the best ways are to learn English. I know that's one of your questions, is how can I learn English better, faster, be better at speaking English? The number 1 way to learn English is not to speak, is to listen. Number 1 is to listen. Listen to how a foreigner, a bule, speaks. Hear the sounds so that you be more fluent. Number 2 is to understand. Understand what you're hearing. Understand what the person is saying to you. So that number 3, you can speak. You can answer them. And number 4 is don't be shy. Don't be scared to speak to a foreigner or bule. If you see them walking or shopping or at a restaurant, it's very important that you practice your English so that you will become better at speaking English. I think a lot of you are probably scared to speak to the bule if you see them out. But actually, we enjoy when you try to speak English with us, just like I think you enjoy when foreigners speak Bahasa to you. It makes you proud of your country, proud of the language. So when you see bules or foreigners outside of your school, speak to them. They enjoy speaking to you. They enjoy correcting you if you make a mistake, and it's not to make you feel bad, it's to help you. So if you see me out, please tell me who you are and introduce yourself, and let's do some English speaking so we can practice. I enjoy teaching because of that, because I feel that Indonesia is growing in its technology. I feel there are opportunities that are going to be here, especially for those who are fluent in English, such as at hotels, restaurants, businesses that are coming. But I told the last class that striving for a good job is important, for helping your family, being able to take care of your family is important, and that takes money. But the most important thing is for you to be happy at what you're doing, what job you're doing, and you'll be rewarded to be able to help your family. Living here, of course, my salary is a lot smaller than it was in the US, but I'm much happier living in your country because the people are very friendly. I often, when I'm walking, and I like to walk, people ask me to mampir, minum kopi, and it makes me very happy to be able to relate to the people here and to make friends here. So be happy at what you're doing, but also make plans to be successful. And speaking English is a very big step to being successful. I just came from the US and I stopped in Qatar, Japan, and of course Jakarta. And almost 90% of the people in the airport, hotels, and restaurants all spoke English. So in your country, Bali, Jakarta, English is beginning to be almost the #1 language in the airports, in the hotels, restaurants, and even Bali, your Indomarets and your Alphamarts, they all speak English. So it's very important to learn and to practice. One of the best ways for you to learn English outside of just practicing is to watch films, cartoons, especially with English subtitles, will allow you to increase your English skills and increase them quickly. Is to always be entrenched in the English language so that you hear it, you understand it, you can speak it, and that you become bold and not shy to use it. Right, Mr. Wira?
Yeah, that's the tips and trick for you to practice your English conversation. And hopefully, Mr. Christian will join us in the next semester for teaching public speaking class. Hopefully, we hope.
Amen.
And Mr. Christian also hope that yeah, he can join us and he can give you useful and beneficial tips to improve your English conversations directly with Bule, with native
Yeah,
speaker.
But we
um,
also have a student from abroad. His name
Yeah.
is me.
Then,
I think, as I told Mr. Wira,
yes.
once your students, and I want your students to understand, grammar can be very frustrating.
Hmm?
I know that once you get into the upper grades, we really start pushing you to learn grammar, and it can be very frustrating. But it's very important when you talk to a bule, just like when I talk to an Indonesian. Sometimes my grammar in Indonesia is not very good, but you understand what I'm trying to say. And when you speak to a bule, your grammar is not where it should be as good as it should be, and we understand you. But it's much better when you start putting your grammar skills into practice. It's very frustrating at first, but it's very rewarding once you can start mastering all the aspects of speaking English, being very good with your pronunciation. At Technocrat, I actually wrote a book about business English, and I started a class and started the curriculum on how to pronounce words effectively, clearly. And that will also give you a more sense of confidence when speaking, is when you know your words are being spoken clearly. So that's a good way to start learning, is to practice sounds and how letters are spoken in the English language.
Nice. Hopefully, you can also do the same thing. You see, like as we know that school now are free to adapt their curriculum, to create their own curriculum, as the freedom of learning, as Nadiem Makarim, the Minister of Education.
Oh,
So that's why later you can also discuss with me what the students need to do, and then we can also conduct the study plan or study program or lesson plan.
very
Because
good.
we are free to give whatever we can to the students, to give our best in designing the lesson plan.
Um, One thing that you might want to keep in mind
Yes.
is role play. Role play is a very positive and good way to learn English, is to do role plays like having your students go shopping, go to a restaurant, order food, have a cashier and a customer. You know from your previous experience at the university was doing hotels, checking in, checking out, traveling, all the aspects of being complete. Role play is very important because it gives them a broad knowledge of English, not just hearing words in a classroom, but actual, we call it hands-on learning. It's doing projects as far as going out and ordering things, especially from a native speaker. It gives them confidence and a broader knowledge of just living life, and it will increase their confidence and their skills and their word knowledge. It will give them more words that they will learn outside of the classroom.
Outdoor class, right?
Yeah, because a lot of times in class, we give them too many words, and then they go home and they're pusing because they have so many words to learn, when we really need to focus on the most important words, the most important things that they will hear each day. And that will allow them to become more confident and more lancar, and it will give them a broader sense of just living life in general using English language.
I think we can use that strategy, role play, like playing role to be another person.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
we just practiced it at a school in Jati Mulyo, and the students were very responsive. And I heard before the class that they were very shy. And when we got into class doing role play, they opened up and they were more responsive to questions. They were more responsive to corrections. And we repeated the things that they may have made a mistake on. We repeated it so that the more you hear it, the more you learn. Repetition is very important because that's part of the practice. It's repetition.
Repetition. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, well, close to perfect anyway.
Okay. Any question, guys, from Mr. Christian? Introductions and explanation about his experience living in Indonesia for 8 years.
Don't be
Puan,
shy.
don't be shy, Puan. Come on. Any question, Puan?
So, Mr. Christian will teach us or what?
So we don't have any decision, but we plan.
It's in
Plan
some
to.
possible planning stages.
Yeah, still plan.
Oh, I see.
Hopefully, yes. Will be a CEO worker again as in the past, Mr. Christian.
What's her name? Puan?
Puan,
Yes.
show your video, please.
I have a question for you.
A question.
Do you like speaking English?
What?
Do you like speaking English?
Yes,
Why?
because it helped me to read some article with English, but I'm not really fluent in English, so I'll try.
Okay. What is the hardest part of English for you?
Maybe about the grammar.
Yeah, grammar. I
Yeah.
told the last class, grammar is even hard for American speakers. So don't get discouraged or upset because grammar is hard for even boules. So just be patient, and if it corrects you, it's not to make you feel bad, it's to make your English better. Okay, I know a lot of my Indonesian friends correct my bahasa, and I just kind of laugh because I know that they are doing it to help me. So keep striving, don't give up, because that's why we learn in class and repeat, is so our grammar gets better, but it can be
Yeah.
hard. You sound like you can speak well, so good for you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Puan, for the question. Hopefully, yeah, Mr. Christian will join us in the next semester and we can study offline so we can meet each other,
Yeah.
face to face.
More it's more I'm a very kind of teacher that likes to kind of bercanda
Yeah, bercanda, joking.
and joke, but when you do that in a classroom, there's a great time to be very serious, and there's a time to kind of build that relationship with student and teacher so that they feel like you are not just there to push scholastics, but it helps to be open and to have some fun learning English. And that's what I like to do as a teacher, is to be serious, because you have to be, but also have some fun while learning. Any others?
Any others, guys? Question?
Mm,
Aldo, come on, ask question.
Don't be
Aldo,
shy.
What question, sir?
up to you. Do you
Have no
feel
idea.
afraid of meeting Bule? Have you ever met Bule before?
No.
No. What do you feel the first time you see Bule?
Uh, I don't know, sir.
Pasha, Efrioli, Pasha,
Every something every.
Pasha, right?
Yes.
What, sir?
How do you feel the first time you see Bule?
First time, I think saya memikirkan I can speak English with she, sir.
With what?
With Bule.
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 But
Well,
actually, Mr. Christian can speak Bahasa, you know.
yeah, so if you see me on the street or at a restaurant or Chandra or somewhere, please introduce yourself and tell me that you're from Tunas Mecca, and we will have a conversation only in English. And then we can have some conversation in Bahasa, but we'll speak in English and have some fun.
So Mr. Christian would like to take you outside of the classroom for playing role play because yeah, he likes outside class, right? Outdoor class.
Yeah, we start inside the classroom so they can practice. We do a role play as having like a cashier from McDonald's and then a customer. So you do a role play and then you give them some confidence and then you take them to actually the place and let them try there. I think we did that with some hotels where we did check in, check out, and then took a few students to Novotel and had them um, go up and we told the hotel first we're going to bring some students so to let the administration know. And we did like examples of check in, check out, and have the people there speak all in English, and it was really fun because the students got to interact and I got to have some fun and correct both the workers in the hotel and the students with their English. And it kind of worked out for both people to get the benefit of improving their English. So we call it a field trip.
Yeah. It will be an unforgettable moment, right? Because moment will last longer than theory.
Yes. And you may even get a free ice cream or something out of it and have some fun eating ice cream speaking English. But don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Come on. Asking question. Alvin.
I didn't really shy now, sir.
Alvin is our inclusive students, Mr. William. As you know that our school is special school that will accept special student as well. Special need.
Hello,
Alvin, please say word Alvin. Try to invite him to speak, sir.
My name is Muhammad Alvin Harrison.
Good morning.
I was born in 2003.
How old are you?
17.
17. And what do you like to do? What is your hobby? My hobby is walking and fishing and helping people. What's your hobby?
Sport.
Oh yeah, are you good? Are you good at it?
Walking sport.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have one sister. She was in Jakarta with my mother. With
What's
my
her
cousin
name?
too.
What's her name?
Her name is Zara and her father. She in the Jakarta. Tomorrow she will back home.
Your English is very good. Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Very brave.
Alvin, have you ever met bule before, Alvin?
Uh, my mother what my mother was her name is Lee Kwasantari. She was worked in the there.
Okay. Have you ever met bule, Alvin?
No,
No?
mhm, no bully.
What do you think the first time you see bule?
I don't know what bully is.
Foreigners like Mr. Christian from other countries, bule.
No,
What do you think?
it's fine.
It's fine.
Fine,
You don't
good.
feel shy? You don't feel shy
Mantap.
if you meet Mr. Christian?
Mhm.
No problem.
No problem.
What will you do then after meeting Mr. Christian, for example, later?
Everything's fine.
What if Mr. Christian asks you about, do you like studying English?
Yes,
Why?
because I speak English by my father.
Oh, like your father. See. So what do you think about inclusive students, sir?
I I think they have some good background, fundamentals of
Hmm?
speaking.
Speaking?
I think they have a disadvantage living in Lampung
Yeah.
because there aren't many bules here that they can speak to, which is kind of discouraging. So if you're like in Bandung or Jakarta, you have more opportunities of meeting bules.
Oh.
Here in Lampung, you don't. That's one of the reasons I'm here, is because you don't have many bules. So I kind of feel sorry sometimes for the students
Yeah.
because they don't have the same opportunities as some of the more popular visited tourist areas in Indonesia. But again, as I feel, Lampung is growing, technology is growing here. I think more English teachers will eventually come. Of course, I don't know when, but I think at this time, anytime you have a chance to meet a bule, take advantage of it and try to do anything you can to look online for ways to improve your English, because most of you go home and nobody there speaks English, and you speak Bahasa, and you only speak English in your classroom. So I encourage you to please try to find other resources to help you with your English, and it will help you. It will help you to increase your vocabulary. But again, it comes back to practice. You don't have as many chances to practice as other places in Indonesia, which is a disadvantage for you. So that's kind of why I wanted to do this class with you today, was to just remind you that we'd love for you to speak to us.
Hmm.
You don't have many chances to do that. You're limited with bules here, foreigners. So take advantage of it when you have a chance, and speak to them to help you to increase your, not just your braveness and boldness, but it increases your English too. It gives you that chance to listen. Number one, listen, understand, and then speak.
So guys, when you see Mr. Christian outside, because Mr. Christian likes to walk around Bandar Lampung. Sometimes we see him in Sukarame, sometimes in Waihalim. Try to just greet him because you have already known him now, and just say that you are from TMI school. I'm the students of TMI. Don't be shy to greet the foreigners or bule because for them they like it. They like it. They like speaking with English, particularly for those who can speak English well instead of speaking in Bahasa, Mr. Christian.
Yeah.
But you
But
can
even
speak
if you,
Bahasa fluently, right? Bisa bahasa Indonesia ya?
I'm pretty good at it, yeah.
8 years.
So I'm pretty good at it, but it took a lot of practice. I
Yeah.
still have problems with the different dialects. Bahasa Lampung, Bahasa Jawa, Bahasa Batak. You have so many dialects, whereas with America, you really only have two. Your dialect is different when you go up north to like New York, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and then you go south to my hometown, North Carolina, my wife's hometown, Florida. It's a little different dialect. So although you can understand, it's still a different pronunciation in some ways. So here you have so many dialects, but thank goodness you have just Bahasa Indonesia, which is the main one. We good?
Good. Dito, any question, Dito? Come on, ask him questions.
What a color. Wait. About the question, what color? I'm just thinking. Which
Actually,
one about?
yeah, Dito, come on.
Wait. About the color.
Sir, for your information, Dito is our storyteller for competition.
But I'm losing. But I'm losing.
But it's not about winning or losing, it's about experience. Practice make perfect.
Please don't remember that. I'm really sad.
Okay, come on,
I'm
Dito.
really
Come on.
What the most do you like about the color from Lampung, sir?
What do I like most about living in
Repeat again,
Lampung?
Yoga, Dito.
What is the most? What are the most do you like about the culture from Lampung? The most do you like the culture from Lampung?
How much do I like the culture of Lampung?
Yeah, that's new for you.
Oh, what's new for me is the culture difference is mainly the food. The clothes that you wear are much more conservative here. Getting used to having different foods is hard. Getting used to the weather
The
can be
weather.
very hard
Yes.
because in my where I live are 4 seasons, and here you only have 2. And in America, if your dress is much different, we're much more open to what we can wear, which is not always a good thing. And getting used to the stores here, you have a different variety. In America, you have much more larger stores, busier streets in most areas, whereas here you have a lot of motorcycles. In America, we have mostly cars. We don't have the public transportation like you have here. We don't have Gojek. We don't have Maxim. We don't have GoFood like here. So getting used to things like that is hard. But after you get used to it, it becomes home. And then when I go back to the US, I feel like a foreigner in the US because I've already adapted to life here. So those are some of the big things: are food, weather, and just overall conditions of travel can be very tough. And learning language, it took, even though I took intense Bahasa classes for 10 months, when I moved to Lampung, I had to adjust my language again to be more fluent here in Lampung as opposed to Bandung.
Okay, nice question, Dito, about the culture. And as Mr. Christian has explained that what he finds here is the family, family relationship, right? You have strong bond
Yeah, family.
with family.
Families here have a very strong bond for one another. You guys still enjoy eating most of your meals together if you're not in school or working. If you're home, you always eat together, you hang out at nights together. Weekends are a lot based on family here, whereas in America, we've become very independent, and we're actually known as one of the most independent countries, as where we are more into technology, we're more into ourselves, and we don't interact with family like we used to when I was a young kid. Dulu, we gotten away from those strong bonds, and it's important to be close to your family, and that's one of the things here that me and my wife and son have learned is we need to be strong here within our home, but also with the many friends we have. I'm a Christian, so we have many friends from our church and other teachers that we hang out with, and just our community here in Perumahan. We value their friendship, so it's very important that we get to know them and that we don't be sombong or turn them away. So that's been a big part of our growing here, is to being open to learning your culture and the differences so that we can have friends and that we can enjoy the things they do, and we can teach them some of the things we like to do. And it kind of helps build that relationship when we see them enjoying Bule things and we enjoy Indonesian things. So a big thing is bonding family and friends here.
Yeah, family and friendship is important. If we are down, they will help us, right?
Yeah.
We need when we need someone to share, we can contact them. And even when we need help, like what I did with Miss Alex for a field trip from Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Seattle.
helped me. Seattle. And maybe
Seattle.
later we can ask Mr. Christian siblings to live from South Carolina, right? South Carolina.
I am from North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina.
I did my first college. I grew up in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
I got my bachelor's degree in economics in North Carolina. And then I got my master's degree in South Carolina. And my wife was from Florida. So when we visit America, we visit North Carolina,
North Carolina.
South Carolina,
North Carolina.
DC, and Florida, basically.
Florida. So hopefully later we can contact one of your siblings there to have virtual tour.
Yeah, there you go. Field trip.
Yeah, field trip during this pandemic. Because for your informations, before pandemic, we have virtual, not virtual, but field trip yearly to visit America, Malaysia, sometimes Thailand, Asian country, and also European country. So because of the pandemic, yeah, we switch into virtual field trip monthly. So we will change the destination every month.
Well, good thing is with the vaccine coming out, hopefully the pandemic's never going to go away, but hopefully with the vaccine now, travel will be opened up more. I did notice on my way back here to Indonesia this time, international travel in the airports is increasing.
Oh,
Or it was very quiet, especially in Qatar, in Japan. But now they're starting to open stores within the airports, and the airplanes are being filled up more as opposed to before. So it's coming around. It's just like everything else. It slowly takes time to keep everybody safe and to make sure that we don't spread it even farther.
yeah. What do you think about the vaccine? Have you got the vaccine, sir?
In America, they just started the vaccine for people over 65. So they need to get their first and second shots first. And then under 65, they will start probably end of or mid-May. I'm actually going to do my vaccine here. I think my wife will get her first one in America, and then she will transit into Singapore
Oh,
and
I
get her
see.
second one. Right now, Singapore is pretty much closed. Also, they've been very careful there. So I think she'll get her first in America, as well as Joshua, get their second one in Singapore. And I'll get mine here probably at Emmanuel or Sakit Afin.
But you yourself, you don't get it yet, sir.
No, I'm actually, I think the vaccine is important, but we also have a flu vaccine in America that a lot of people don't take.
Oh,
I'm not over careful or worried about the vaccine because I think if you're careful, if you do things smart, wearing your mask, washing your hands, and keeping distance, that's very effective in its own right. So the vaccine is not my main concern at this point.
all right. So just implement the health protocol.
Yeah, just be smart.
Yeah. So guys, we are. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to go. I have a meeting.
Yeah. That's why, guys, we are going to end this meeting. But please show me your video for the picture for
Yeah.
this class.
Again,
Show me your video, guys.
sir.
We are going to take the picture with Mr. Christian.
Two
I will
times
count.
I'm
Yes,
taking
I will
picture with
count
him.
until 3. Everybody, come on.
Sir,
Yes,
two time I'm took a picture with him.
it's okay. The more, the better. And later we are going to take picture the real one, yeah. If we meet Mr. Christian later. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile, guys. All right, thank you very much for today's meeting, and special thanks to Mr. Christian. Hopefully you can join us soon. I hope, I do really hope, so we can work together, Mr.
Only
Christian.
great can in here.
Yeah, we also
Have a
feel
good
happy
day.
to have you here.
Amen.
Okay, see you again. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye everyone.